Hi, my name's Megan. I am the Ultimate Hype Witch. I am creating a series that talks about all of the offerings that I have. In my other videos, you can learn about the Hype Hotline, which is where you can call me and I will hype you up. I will be that hype woman for you. Whether you are going on your first solo trip, you're going to a family reunion, you have a job interview, you've got to go break up with your boyfriend, I don't know. Whatever you got to do, I can hype you up for the most part. And we can talk about the things I will not hype you up doing. The second thing is the accountability calls. So that will be a weekly call and container where we talk about what we're trying to co-create, what our intention is for joining the call, and where we will hold each other accountable after we say, week after week, what we're going to be working on. And, when we come back into the call a week later, we'll ask whether we did the thing or not, and, all of that. So that's a fun one. The other one is somatic breath work, which I can offer if you live in Austin. We can do it in person or we can do it online. It's a training I went through last year with my friends, company, and it was so beautiful, and I love holding that space, and I'm happy to answer any calls. That's always a great little reboot for the system because somatic breathwork focuses on moving through your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system so you can kind of spike it and feel stuck emotions and clear those out in order for you to decide to what you're going to call in, right? So we're clearing out so we can call in and expand our range, expand our capacity and what we have to hold. So that's always a fun offering to do if you're moving through a lot, if there's stagnant energy, if there's things you just want to process and just kind of move on with your life, we can do that, and then you can kind of hop in on other calls. So this offering that I'm going to talk about in this video is, more of a one-on-one journey. It is a, hour-long container for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, year, kind of depends on what we feel is right. But I love going one-on-one with people, going deep with people. This would be more of us cultivating a very depth-filled, authentic relationship where we talk about what it is that your soul is yearning for, and, talk about what things you've been moving through and what you're really trying to do here on this planet, and ask yourself what is my soul's purpose and what am I really here for? And newsflash, it's not for just making money and then going to retire and then going to your grave. That's not what we're here to do. We're here to live a soul-filled, joyful life filled with community and love and passion and pleasure and all of those things. And it's not meant to be enjoyed when we're 65 and immobile, right? It's meant to be enjoyed in the now, in the present moment, because that's all we're ever given. And I would say that these containers, you're going to learn a lot about me too, because, when we're building a relationship, there's going to have to be reciprocity. That's just a universal spiritual law of success, is what you give is what you receive, right? What you give is what you get. So in order for this container to become its most highest form and version of it, there's going to be a lot of, unmasking, and there's going to be a lot of asking yourself what it is you're really trying to cultivate here and what exactly you want your so beautiful life to look like. And getting real honest. And I'm someone who keeps things 100%. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'll do it with kindness and with grace. It's never gonna be with meanness. It might trigger you, but I'm not afraid to hold up the mirror and reflect back to you that which I see. And that's gonna be a lot of your greatness, right? And we're gonna be focusing on that hype, but there also may be some patterns that I'm witnessing and hearing that, might need to be repatterned and rewritten and removed from your life in order for you to be fully living that most optimal, highest timeline, which is what we are all aiming and striving for. So yeah, I've found that a lot of people, despite having, all of this money or all of this success, all these things, people are still seeking something. And what I've found in my life is that people are seeking depth and intimacy in all aspects of their life. And that means like waking up and feeling intention filled, like feeling so much gratitude for whatever is happening in your life and being overwhelmed with love and joy and compassion and all of those beautiful emotions that make us human. In your day-to-day life, it's not something you look forward to on the weekend. It's not something you look forward to like once a year, right? It's like, how can we get to a baseline where every day you are living your heaven on earth? It's not, in the jungles of Costa Rica, although that is one of my favorite places in the world. But, and it can be heaven on earth. It definitely is for me. It is a version of it for sure, especially when I am in need of, deep healing and being held in that feminine energy of the jungle and the ocean. But how can we day to day co-create our heaven on earth with our soul, that in whatever we've chosen our lives to look like, because that's the beauty of the human experience. It gets to look so radically different from anything anyone else is doing. And if it hasn't been done yet and it's inside of you, like, it's meant to be expressed and self-expressed and lived and fully out into its completion, which is your life, your self-expression, your soul's purpose is meant to be living that life. So yeah, it's a longer container, more depth filled, one-on-one. We can really go deep, but we can only go as deep as someone's willing to meet themselves. And this isn't going to be like an oversharing thing. This is going to be an intentional relationship building thing. And I will be the permission slip. I will be vulnerable and authentic in my experience. I am a Pisces in astrology, and that is the ultimate depth and wisdom keeper. We've been here a million times, and we are always just a witness to a lot of stuff because we're not necessarily interested in the drama, because we've already lived them in all of our past lives. Whether you believe that or not, it is definitely true for me. And so I'm a journaler. I journal every morning. I have a million journals that I go through every year. I reread them every year on my birthday so I can see what the recurring themes were for the year, what I've been working through all my life. And if there's anything else that still needs to be fine-tuned, I'm here for it. I've read all the spiritual books. I've gone on a lot of medicine ceremonies. I've been a medicine woman. I've received plenty of medicine from other people as well. I am always down for going to the depths just so we can, learn how to love the parts of ourselves that we might never have even known exist, and putting words and naming things and claiming our desires and living a pleasured, filled existence. Like, this is like what we're really here to do. So if you're interested in a one-on-one container and you find your way to this video, do not hesitate to reach out. You can email me, go to my website, comment on this video, however is the best way you think to contact me. We can get in touch. We can have a call. We can see if we're aligned. If you're looking for spiritual depth, I am your girl and I can guide you there. I've read a million books. I've done all the things. So we can start somewhere, and it's not going to be intense. It's going to be baby steps, right? We're not going to jump off the cliff. We're going to go somewhere, and it's going to be a very beautiful, slow burn. And I can't wait to witness what transforms in your life as you take those steps for yourself. And I'm just here merely to mirror back to you like what your power is, and maybe you just need someone else to reflect that back to you, and be the permission slip for you to foster that depth and intimacy in all of your relationships. But it always comes back to self, and like, you have to bring it back to yourself. You have to bring it back to your center before you can go outward and seek it in other things. But yeah, so that's one other offering that I have. I am Megan. I am the ultimate hype witch, and I hope you have a wonderful, magical day.